guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Angie, or some people have been known to call me Mochi. And for those of you that are reoccurring subscribers, you may have noticed a setup change. And I have no explanation for my absence because I am just a terrible procrastinator, and I'm very sorry. But today, as you can see from the title, we are going to be exploring the amazing booklets that are sketchbooks, because we all know that we're all cowards when starting new sketchbooks. So without further ado, let's get started with some tips and tricks on how you can make yours extravagant. Let's go. Basically, I'm still trying to figure out my whole camera setup situation here, so you guys are just gonna have to bear with me for this video, but I think I've kind of got it down. But basically, the two sketchbooks that I'm going to be using in this video, and I will explain my supplies kind of later, but I'm going to be using Bristol, which is like a fancier version of this, which is the Canson Mixed Media Sketchbook. Both of these are Canson, and I love Canson very much. Honestly, please sponsor me. I'm not plugging, but like, please sponsor me. That'd be great. So we're going to be working with these two sketchbooks, maybe just one of them, but I'll kind of let you guys know throughout the video. So without further ado, let's actually get started with the tips. Basically, the first thing that I would like to get into are the technicalities of owning a sketchbook, and basically like your supplies, your mediums, what is it for, and just like how there is no right way to making your sketchbook your own, because I feel that a lot of people put pressure on a certain way to have your sketchbook look like you have to have certain things to make it look nice. But you need to realize that your sketchbook is for you and only you. If you choose to share it with others, then that is totally your choice. So one of my things is, what kind of supplies do you use? For this one, for the Bristol sketchbook, there are many things that you can use. That's the one thing that I love about Canson, is it tells you the type of things that you can use on the sketchbook. So for this one, you can use pencil, colored pencil, pens and ink, charcoal, pastel, markers, watercolor, and acrylic, just not oil. But that is like one of the things that I love about these specifically. And the paper is like super smooth. So it just depends. And then for mixed media, you can pretty much do everything. It also has this in here. Mixed media, you can do everything also except for oil, because I do a lot of stuff with my whole setup. And the thing about supplies is basically what makes you comfortable. So these are like my very minimalistic supplies. I used to have a lot more, but your kind of eraser, I like to use the Pentel eraser. I kind of already showed you what's in my pencil case in my video about what's in my pencil case, because I'm just so brilliant that way. But it did kind of change. Your supplies are all you, and I haven't even gotten to like all my watercolors yet. I also like using kneaded erasers, and I haven't even gotten to my watercolor or the type of acrylics that I use, and my markers. But basically, your supplies kind of make what you put in your sketchbooks all you. So that brings me to, what is your sketchbook for? Your sketchbook can be for literally multiple things. It can be for handwriting, learning, memories, art, or just writing ideas down. It really does not matter. And the sooner that you realize that, the happier that you'll be with your sketchbook in the end. Now that we're done with the technicalities, I kind of like to get into how you start off a sketchbook. So, first thing that I like to do, as you may have seen when I opened my mixed media sketchbook, is I like to put who it belongs to, just so that your signature on all your art doesn't have no meaning, if it's kind of like mine where it's just 2 letters. But yeah, that is just one thing that you can do to start off, and that's just one of my smaller tips. But let's get into the actual nitty-gritty of things, and I'll explain how I basically like to start my sketchbooks. So one of the things that I actually like to do in my sketchbook, believe it or not, is I like to write the things that I'm going to do. So it's kind of like, it's like a table of contents, but also like a to-do chart. So I usually just kind of like write down some things that I either A, want to practice, or B, just love drawing, or C, just think that there's like things that I haven't drawn yet that I really should try drawing. So I finished kind of like my goals, or like my little to-do list, and what's great about this is that you can always come back to it later. You can even add little flares, like drawing like miniature yourself, or basically just making it kind of really cute. And I like to practice my handwriting a lot, so this was like a reflection of that. And it's always good to make your sketchbook look like it's a complete reflection of you, yourself, and your personality, because that's something that I love about sketchbooks, and honestly, it's pretty great. This list also helps you kind of remember things, which I have a hard time remembering to practice, so it's really great to put this here so that you can kind of go back whenever you're out of ideas to draw, or when you're having an art block moment, and just look at these kind of things. Now, my next tip is very important, and it's kind of mixed with another one of my tips, but be unapologetically yourself, which basically I kind of alluded to this in my previous tip, but always add flair to the things that make you happy. Always draw what makes you happy. You don't always have to draw for everybody else. Like, people like to always make things Instagram appealing and try to benefit off their art by spreading it on other platforms, such as myself. I'm using YouTube and Instagram as a platform. But also, it's very important because if you don't draw for yourself and you always draw for others, then you could get art block from being unhappy. And that is very, very disheartening, and it just hurts a lot of artists' souls at one point in their life or another. But always draw something that makes you happy. You don't always have to learn anatomy. You don't always have to learn and study from life. You can always try different things. Now, that doesn't mean be too comfortable and never go out of your comfort zone and draw different things that you don't like, such as some people only draw like uptight, kind of like everybody always has to have clothes on. But sometimes it's nice to study and get out of your comfort zone to find things that you like. Like, maybe you like to draw nude people and you didn't even know that, because you would never know that unless you tried it. I'm going to start off like my couple pages with a couple of things, and I will get back to you and explain. Alright, so I'm back, guys, and I'm just going to kind of explain this whole page right here, because I feel that everybody should probably doodle on the front page. Like, it doesn't need to be like the best, because if you let them down at the beginning, then they'll be more surprised at the end. Basically, you're setting the bar pretty low so that you can see just how much you improved at the end. Now, these are just some doodles, but I'd still like to explain them. The way that I did this was, obviously I put like my goals here, but the main thing that I kind of wanted to do on this page, at least once, was do one of these, kind of like a little sampler. So here I did one of the things that I loved, which didn't actually turn out really great, because I love drawing demonic things and doing demons. And then I just did like a simple little eye over here in like a style form. And then I added color, which I don't really do that often because I thought it looked a little bland. So this will give it a bit more of a pop, give it some like, aesthetic, and basically kind of help you get comfortable. Even if it's only one color that you add to the page, it's still really nice. But I thought it made me a little bit more comfortable throughout this whole process, and I did a little koi fish. I did a draw object from life or something, which was this pencil over on the side, and I just kind of doodled a bit. Now we can actually get to like the serious part, and then you won't feel so self-conscious about everything that you draw. You can even have a thing where you set a theme per page, because I find that very helpful. Like, you can have an only OC page for maybe like a day, And another thing that you might want to do if blank pages scare you, you can always start off by just writing the date. And sometimes just dirtying up the page just helps you kind of like think or focus. Another thing that I thought helps me is doing challenges, or maybe even set up an Instagram poll so you can ask your followers what you should draw next, so that there really is never a dull moment where you have art block, you know? Sometimes you're just unmotivated, and that's okay. You don't have to do like something every day. It's very helpful to draw every day, but you know, you don't always have to, and you don't have to feel obligated to, because that's what stresses everybody out. So make sure you stay positive, stay motivated, stay happy, stay fresh, because your brain needs to be fresh so you can make great ideas. And that's just how it works. So yeah. Another thing I'd like to tell you guys is never be afraid to reference. I mean, don't like completely copy, but never be afraid to reference another artist's art and use that for your sketchbook. Practice is very important. It is not everything, but practice is very important. I really do hope this helped, or maybe my point didn't come across to you. I mean, there's always other artists that have experienced a lot more than I have, but I am just sharing my experiences with you guys so that you guys know that you guys aren't alone, you know? So definitely try out these tips and let me know if they work for you in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this video was at least relatively helpful to you. If not, well, I mean, there's always tons of artists out there that have unimaginable knowledge and wisdom that comes with their art, so feel free to watch some of their videos. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like. And thank you to those of you that are subscribed. You guys mean the world to me. And if you'd like to join our little happy subscriber family, don't forget to click the subscribe button. And if you find my personality enjoyable, which is kind of rare, you can always hit the bell. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. For those of you that stayed this long, I assume that you are recurring subscribers. If not, well, I'm gonna give y'all a room tour because things have changed. So that will be my next video, maybe, perhaps. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram. I don't know. Okay, bye. Like, what is that? Big brain. I'm sorry. What is this? Oh my god. Sharpener. It's a sharpener. Alright guys, so basically I'm back, and I'm just gonna kind of briefly, oh my gosh. Maybe is not a word, okay?